Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Hi, this is Robin from Roaming with Rover. Let's see here. I think let's see if we've got anybody in here this morning. I don't see anybody quite yet. And I know it takes a moment or two before we get anybody into the live. Okay, it's showing live. That's always a good sign. I like to see that. Always need to check that out because half the time, oh boy, I was doing a live. Let me tell you, I was doing a live for getting ready for the craft show live, and what a nightmare. What a nightmare. Those of you that were trying to pop in and watch my getting ready for the craft show live yesterday, man, I apologize for that. Somehow I was doing a live through YouTube. Hello, Miss Linda. Surprise you are here. I was doing a live through YouTube and it kept setting it up double. And so it was showing me live twice and nobody could find me. And one of them was just like whirling and whirling and nothing was there. And I was on the other one and people couldn't find me. And I was going crazy and I was so distraught. I couldn't focus on what I was trying to do. And it was awful. And I couldn't turn it off. It was so bad. And so I couldn't focus. I couldn't interact with anybody. I couldn't figure out how to turn the thing off. And it was so bad. And then when I did finally, I even turned I was on my phone. I turned the whole thing off, restarted it. So on my page, I've got all of these little bitty live clips. I've got like 5 little live clips. It was terrible. It was just terrible. You guys, technology and me, it's just terrible. It is just terrible. So, but I do much better with StreamYard. Much better. So I need to just stick with StreamYard. I just need to stick with StreamYard. But you know, I like those little I like to try those little pop-up lives. But it just and then I tried to bring up a guest and that didn't work. I don't know. But anyway, well, good morning, Miss Linda. I'm so happy you're here. You're not at church? Are you skipping? Did your family forget to pick you up? How are you feeling this week? I hope you're feeling well. I hope everything is going okay for you. Hope everything's okay. I see. Oh, hello, Miss Mary. Miss Mary is here this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Do you guys have to fight through the commercials to get into this? I don't quite know how that works. Whoops, that's not right. Boy, did I have a rough night. Oh, man. Oh, you've got strep. Oh, no, Linda. So you're not feeling well. Poor thing. Yes, you need to stay away from church. You don't want to spread that around. That is not good. Somebody else I knew just had strep a couple weeks ago, and I can't remember who it was. Yes, we do hope you're feeling better soon. Did you get some medications? I think it's antibiotics they give you for that. Okay, you have Premier, so you don't get the ads. I do too. I've had it for about a year. I had a friend tell me about it, and there was a very good special when I first signed up for their Premier. I got 4 months. I got 4 months free, I want to say. Yeah, I got 4 months free, and then I started paying. It was well worth it to me, because with good, yeah, amoxicillin, good, Linda. I'm so glad that you went to the doctor. When I first was doing this with the YouTube, every time I would go out and check something and come back in with the lives, I would get the ad again. I'm like, oh, I cannot be doing this. And so it was important that I have the ad free. So, and now when I'm not on my system, like I'll be on Mister's, And I keep telling him if he would sign up under my name, he wouldn't have the ads, but they don't bother him as much. So I tell him, you got to let those ads run for 30 seconds, only 30 seconds. Good morning, Mindful. Hello, hello. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. We have a lot to talk about today. We have a lot to talk about. So I really want to wait just a few minutes. Mara, is that your name, Mindful? Is it Mara? Am I saying that correctly? Or is it? For some reason, this is normally I look at the comments over here because I can't see them well over here. But for some reason, this is really distracting to me this morning to have the comments popping up on my phone. But that's usually where I read them from. But for some reason, I can see them over here. And I haven't even changed my glasses yet. I am really, I had a really rough night, you guys. Probably the worst night. I can't remember a worse night that I've had. Can you, mister?
Nope.
Oh, it was a bad night for me.
The worst night you've ever had.
We had my craft show yesterday, which was, I'm still up in the air about how I feel about how yesterday went. You guys know I was really, my back hurts. I was really, really looking forward to this craft fair. We were very excited. Okay. Now, if I sit right here, I can see those comments. Oh, I'm a mess today. I'm a mess. I need, this will work. There we go. Perfect. I was really looking forward to this craft fair. And our space is glorious. It is glorious. 23 feet long. And I'm going to take a tape measure today. Because the people next to us think that they got shorted on their space. And she has mentioned it a few times. And they think their space is shorter than what they signed up for. So I want to measure the spaces today before they get there. But oh my gosh, the spacers are, we've never had a space this big. It is so nice. So nice. And so nice. But we did not get the number of people yesterday that I was anticipating because it's March Madness. And 3 of our local teams played yesterday afternoon. 2 of them won. 1 did not. And so because of that, we did not have the number of bodies. Thank you so much, Mary. I was just going to do that to a couple of things. We did not have the number of bodies there at the craft fair that I was expecting to have. And literally, in fact, I'm going to show you guys a picture here in a sec. Literally, at one point, it was completely empty. Completely empty. A craft fair on a Saturday in the middle of the afternoon. And let me see if I can find that picture. Yeah, look at this. Can you believe that? Sure, that'd be great, Mary. Can you believe that? That is Saturday afternoon in the craft fair. Unbelievable. So that was a little disappointing. But, other than that, it really was not horrid. And in the morning, we did good. But, it should have been more. Should have been more people there. And so it was disappointing. I'm trying to not base my decision of this craft fair on that environment, because it wasn't normal. Not normal. So we'll see. The people that came were wonderful. The other thing that was really odd, and you guys have heard me talk about this time and time again. Every time we go to a craft fair, there are 4,000 crochet booths. Not this one. There was a handful. I mean, a handful. And I'll tell you what, there was this one lady who had a crochet booth, best crochet booth I have ever seen. And I told her that. She had it set up beautifully. It was styled beautifully. Hello, Darla girl. It was marketed beautifully. Like she had the leggy frogs. She had the same things that everybody always had. She had the leggy frogs. She had the chickens. She had these cute little pigs that I've never seen before. She had the chicken nuggets. But so the chicken nuggets were in little French fry boxes. The leggy frogs were all stacked up in a bathtub. The pickles were in a pickle jar. It was just adorable. Every single thing she had was set up, hi Janice, in some cute little display. And I told her that. I told her, this is the best display I have ever seen for a crochet booth. And her prices were appropriate for crochet things. And so it was just really, really done well. I was so proud of her. I don't know who this lady is from Adam. But she just did a super good job. Sorry, my grandson called. And she had some customers throughout the day. She had a few customers. I saw a few of her chickens sold. I sold one chicken. I took my leftover chickens with me. I'm down to 3 now. I sold a few earrings. I sold a few stickers and charms. A lot of stickers and charms. It was weird. It was a weird day. But, hopefully today will be better. We've got nice weather. It's free for people to get in. So usually that draws a big crowd when people don't have to pay to get in. We'll see. I don't know. Yesterday was a really weird day. So, anywho, I had a rough night because leg cramps. Oh my gosh. Our booth is so big that I was standing in order to deal with my customers. I had to stand all day long. And of course, we had set up Friday night, which means I'm walking and standing for 4 or 5 hours. And then I was standing all day yesterday and walking and standing all day yesterday. And I started getting leg cramps during the day yesterday, and then walking and standing the whole time. And I knew I was going to have a rough night with the leg cramps. I even took a muscle relaxer when I got home. I was drinking tonic water when I got home, and I was in tears. They were so bad. I was in tears during the night, and I was Mister had to help me stand up. And I was trying to walk. And when you have like you have a muscle cramp here and you're supposed to pull it up to release it. And then I would get it on the back side, and then I would try to release, and then it would come on the front side. Oh, it was so bad. And I was trying to walk. I couldn't even stand up. And then I was trying to walk, and he was trying to help me walk. It was so I've never had it that bad. And then I was trying to do, I learned some years ago that you would put pressure on it to release it. And it hurts so bad. And then he was bringing me tonic water during the night, tonic water with lime, because tonic water is nasty to drink. And he'd put lime in it, and I drink. And I'm going to take that today too. Instead of, I was drinking soda water yesterday. I'm going to take tonic water with me today. I've got a bottle of it. I'm just going to take tonic water and drink that all day long. And then I was talking to my booth partner, and she told me, I don't know why she didn't tell me this a year ago, she always wears compression socks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. So I'm going to get me some compression socks for the next ones, because my legs hurt so bad. I can hardly walk today, but I have never hurt this bad. It was a rough night. I was up all night long with these things. So anywho, we did okay. I made my booth fee back. And it was expensive. This was a very expensive. So anyway, that's me whining. And I'm done. Yeah, I've never worn compression socks before. I'm worried because I've got kind of big calves, and I'm worried that they'll be tight at the top. But my friend who's a nurse told me yesterday, I was talking to her about it, and she gave me the name of a place here where you actually go and get measured. And then and it's a place that nurses go, and you actually go and get measured and get the appropriate sized ones. And that's what I'm going to do. So, okay, let's talk about our square. I have a question. Everybody raise your hand. Who here is actually who here is actually working on the knit along? Everybody raise your hand. Oh, yes, please, everybody thummies. Is there anybody here who is actually doing the knit along? I know Miss Pinky Jean is doing it. I think Mary gave up on it. Linda has stopped. Mary has stopped. Okay, let me ask a different question. How many here started the knit along? How many here were Janice? You're still doing it. How many here started doing the knit along? Say, okay, Mary is still doing it. Linda started it. Mary started it. Okay, so there are a few people doing it. I thought you had given up, Mary. All right, so there's a few people doing it. Mary's doing, okay. Janice, I did not realize you were still doing it. All right. This is what was going through my little head. And that's why I wanted to ask, because I was under the impression that nobody was doing it. I thought everybody had given up. I was getting the feedback that I was getting in the comments was nobody was doing it. Everybody was either bored with it or disgusted with it, or it was either so easy they had finished it, or they were bored and was not doing it, or they were having problems and had just thrown it aside and given it up. I was under the impression, yeah, I don't post my pictures typically, or they were having problems with it and just said, I'm not doing this anymore, and thrown it aside. Now, I know Peking Jean is doing it because she does a little video every week, and I watch her video every week. And okay, so several people had suggested that we do something else that was a little more interesting instead. And so I had talked to Cheryl, and we had come up with an additional project so that the people who were bored or were done could do the additional project. So I think we're going to do an add-on, because I did not want to stop doing the cowl if people were doing it. If there literally was no one doing the cowl, then we weren't going to do it anymore. But if we have people doing it, I want to keep doing it. Okay. I'm so happy to see people are still doing it, because I was a little sad that no one was doing it. But I see people participating. Yay. So Linda is still doing it. Mary is still doing it. Robin is still doing it. Pinky Jean is still doing it. I can't get this to move. Let me go back here. Janice is still doing it. So we got a handful of people doing it. Alrighty. That makes me happy. All right. So let's talk about this week's square. This was the ribbed. This was called the seated rib square. Seated rib square. Ta-da-da. Did everybody get this one done? I liked it. I like the square. I've got my sides, my crocheted sides on there. Very nice. I should have, knock on wood, I should have a fairly good week for getting my projects done. This week we're going to be doing the ribs and boxes square. I have printed out my pattern and I cannot find it. Oh, there it is. It's way over there. I can't get to it. Oh, good. I'm glad, Janice. I can see it. It's over there. I can't reach it. I've printed out my pattern, but with getting ready for craft fair, I didn't get it done. I haven't even got it started. I remember one night I was going to start working on it and I did not start working on it. Mine is going to be in the red color. Red. Where's my red? Oh, this color. This color? I think it's in this color. I think mine's going to be in this color. I just popped my label. Mine's going to be in this color, I think. This is the current. So that's going to be so pretty. That's going to be so pretty. That is going to be so pretty. And of course, it's going to have more ribbing. And that's one of the things that we noticed when we were talking about this was a lot of these designs have a lot of ribbing stuff in these things. Let me see if I can pull the picture up. The fun thing about yesterday's craft fair, because it wasn't busy in the afternoon, I had several, yesterday was my birthday, and I had several people stop by, several family members and people stop by and visit and say happy birthday and bring me a little present. Ooh, orange, that'll be pretty, Janice. So let's see what this looks like. Ribs and squares. Oh, that's funny. She shows two pictures. Oh, maybe it's front and back. So it looks pretty different on the front and the back. Thank you. I'm old as the hills now. She's using Cascade 220 Superwash. I just happened to have gotten some of that this week. And man, would that have been nice to work up in this. Very, very nice. I would not have minded using that. But didn't happen. But anywho, it's going to be another one of those where your count's going to have to be right on, or it's not going to look good. So we're going to get that done. Our catch-up week is April. March 24th is today. March 31st. So it's not next Sunday. The week after is our catch-up. Seems like there's a lot of weeks in this session. So this is what we're thinking. If you would like, thank you so much, Mary. If you would like, if you are interested, if you have finished the other project and it was too easy, or if you're an avid knitter and you want to do another project, we're going to do a shawl. We're going to do a Stephen West shawl. Not one of his crazy shawls. We're going to do the Boneyard shawl. But not just the Boneyard shawl. Because that wouldn't be any fun. Let me see if I can find it. This is what we're doing. Oh, look at that. Look at this. I'm not gonna go in a rabbit hole, but look at this. Oh my God, I don't know if I can make it big. I don't think I can. And so many times when you look at when you touch on a thumbnail, it goes away. It's called his brioche break blanket. But look at that blanket. Isn't that awesome with his puppy in the middle of it? What we're going to do is the Boneyard shawl, but Miss Cheryl is changing it up a little bit and adding a Stephen West Boneyard shawl. She's adding a little interest to it because what she said was we might even get bored with that. Oh, here's a good picture of it. Because it's actually a very simple pattern. And what I did not realize was, oh, that's interesting information. So this is kind of a close-up of it. And it's really just a lot of garter and stockingette. And I'm going to get it backwards. So the little ridges is garter stitch. And then the chunks in between are stockingette. And what she wants to do is that kind of ridge in the middle, that rib in the middle, she wants to add some yarn overs. So we've got some pretty open spaces in between. Oh, this might be better to look at. How did I get that? There's something called a make one left, make one right. Thank you. It's a free pattern because, I only do things that are free patterns for us. Videos. Stephen West Boneyard. It's a triangle. It was his very first pattern that he published. So, over 10 years ago. Isn't that something? Here it is. Okay. But the reason I want to show this is because it shows that ribbing really close in the There. Okay. There. That actually shows better what I'm talking about. So you can see it's got the little sections in between, and then it shows the ribbing in the middle. So we're going to learn the make one left, make one right increases. So we're going to learn some stuff here. And she's going to create for us that middle section having a little more design element, and how to do the start on it. And his instructions are so good and very, very clear. And there's also, there's a couple other videos on how to start it and do things like that. So there's not going to be any problem with that kind of stuff. And she'll show us tricks on how to do things like that as well. You can do all one color, and you can do any weight of yarn that you want. So if you've got a couple of skeins of fingering weight, it'll be a smaller shawl. And if you want to make it bigger, just keep going. If you want to make it just sort of a shoulder shawl, just make it smaller. If you go to Ravelry, let's see if I can do this. RAV, because I did look it up on there. Search Ravelry for BONEYAR, Boneyard shawl. There's a million different projects in here. There's like 11,000 projects. See, now I should not have done that. I want his project. Okay, just in his photos, you can see. Can I do this? Yeah, there's the basic shawl in one color. Hola, Maritza. So that's a little smaller. There's a close-up of it. So it's just stocking out with a row of garter every few rows. I'm trying to find it in some different colors. This one, he used what am I trying to say? Where the color changes. So where you've got one of those skeins of yarn where it starts in one color and then changes. It's not ombre. What am I trying to say? Color fade. Gorgeous like that. Or one where your color varies. This is what I wanted to see, though. Let me make this big. Where you do I'm half thinking of doing this, where my stockingette is one color and my garter is a different color. And then maybe make my edging a different color. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm trying to find, this is what that's what Cheryl's doing for us. See, so the center rib will look something like that. And then look, he put a picot edging on it. So there's definitely some different design elements that you can do to this to make it a little more interesting. That's what she's doing for us right there. Oh, and then look what he did to the edging here. Just added some more rows of garter. So there's some easy ways to make this look a little different. So that's what we're going to do, because I've gotten a lot of comments from people that they're done with this. They're bored with this. They want to, oh my goodness. Look at this. Isn't it amazing what different colors does to a project? Stunning. Now see, I like that a lot too. And people are using wool. They're using stash yarn. That's a single ply merino. Double ply. I'm just whipping through here real quick. Summer Nights. That's that. What is that? Summer Nights. Hobie alpaca. Knit picks. Ooh. Merino DK. So we've seen just in this minute or two, we've seen a 1 weight, we've seen a 2 weight, we've seen a 3 weight. So you can use any yarn you want. Whatever you've got. Just grab some yarn and go. Make it as big or as small as you want. King Cole Harvest DK. Some fancy yarn I can't even say the name of. West Yorkshire Spinners. Cascade Yarns, Pumpkin Spice. And they used 2 skeins. Sheepsies. Oh, I wish I could get my hands on some sheepsies. I can't afford that. Lion Brand Mandala Ombre. And there you go. Gorgeous. Don't love this, but it's called the Less Traveled Yarn Tweed Sock Yarn. I just don't like. Let me get another picture. Maybe this other picture will look better. It's pretty in the front. This is what I don't like about it. But you guys know me in color. I don't like that yellow clump in the middle. But it looks like they did that on purpose for a reason. This is pretty. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. So, if this is something you're interested in, we are going to start this. We're going to cast on the week of our break. So you will want to, oh my goodness, this is wild, but it fits in with Stephen West's color design. So you can use any yarn you want, any weight you want, anything you want. So if this is something you want to play with, this is going to be an easy knit. It's stockinette and garter. If you are a brand new knitter, for those of you who are wanting to learn to knit, this might be a good project because, oh, nope, I guess not. I thought they did something on one side and a different something on the other side. This is another Cascade yarn, pure alpaca. Oh, this is pretty, but you know, I love those colors. I'm trying to get an idea of how many skeins people are using for the different weights of yarn. This DK, she used two skeins. Color Me Happy Fiber, 3 skeins. DK, 2.5 skeins. 3 skeins of DK. I don't know what some of these yarns are. Madeline Tosh, Moringo Light, 2 skeins. Lion Brand Ferris Wheel, 2 skeins. I'm familiar with that yarn. So it looks like 2 to 3 skeins of whatever kind yarn you want. Gumdrops. I've heard of that. I've never used it. Sock yarn, 1.5 skeins. I'd like to see this finished sock yarn one. No, they don't have a finished one. Oh, that's pretty. Lion Brand Ice Cream, 2 skeins. And she finished it. It's pretty. That looks pretty in the ice cream. So if this is something that you think maybe you would want to do, if you would like to join in, if you're tired of the squares, if you don't like the square, the way the squares are working out, if you want to do something else, if you're a brand new knitter and you just really want to work on your stockingette, this would be a good project for that. We're going to learn some make one left, make one right. So there you go. And she's going to show us that pretty thing in the center, how to do that. If you are not interested, don't do it. It is not going to take the place of this. Like I said, that is why I wanted to get a feel for how many people were doing the squares, if people were doing it at all. And I'm super glad you guys popped in today, because I was really feeling like nobody was doing this, and I wanted to find out. And I'm so very happy to find out that there are people still playing along. And so we will not change it up at all. So the Boneyard shawl will be an add-on. We're just gonna do that shawl. It's something I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to do the Boneyard for a long time. Didn't think I could. Didn't think I had the ability. And so we're just gonna, those of us that want to play with that, we'll play with it, and we'll have the advantage of having Miss Cheryl, we've been so lucky to have her in this group and sharing her knowledge with us. She's probably going to do some videos on her channel of how to do the cast on with that, how to do that center, the make one left, make one right, and that yarn over. I know, aren't we lucky? And we're so very lucky that she's enjoying teaching, and because of that has decided to resurrect her channel. I'm happy that, so with my craft fair stuff always stresses me out with the amount of work. Yeah, I think that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful, Mary. Are we getting any activity in there? I'm terrible. I hardly ever go to Facebook. I forget about Facebook. And I'm on, I'll be honest, I don't know that I've ever even been in that Facebook group. Is there any activity in there, Mary? I'm going to be going into Facebook more because of my earrings. I just learned because of somebody at this craft fair has, and it just popped up when I was looking at craft fair stuff. She is, let's leave it open, but it doesn't hurt anything to keep it open, does it? I might hijack it for my other project. Let me tell you what this lady does. And I loved the idea. Okay, I love the idea, and I might hijack it. So this is what this lady does for her business, and I love it. So she's got an earring business. And this is the first time I've done a craft fair where there are so few crochets and so many earrings. I'll bet you a quarter of the booths are earrings. And normally I'll go into a craft fair and there'll be a lot of earring booths, a lot of jewelry booths, but they're beads. They're those beautiful, stone beads. And so they're not at all like what I sell. Not this one. That was the other problem I felt like I had yesterday. The majority, there's a few jewelry booths that are what I would call jewelry, beadwork, nice earrings. Nice. This show is at least a quarter earrings, and all but let's say, and I'm just throwing numbers out there, let's say there's 25 earring booths, and of those 25, all but 4 are novelty earrings like mine. I'm stunned. Oh, there's one lady. Hers are so pretty. They're like made out of wood and layers of wood. Oh gosh, they're beautiful. And they're all in my same price range. There's one lady who has some of the exact same earrings that I have, and she's selling them for $2. I know how much these things cost to make. I can't even buy my charms for $2. I don't know how she's doing it. I can't buy the findings, the ear wires and the hoops and that. I can't buy those for $2. So I don't know how she's doing it unless she's literally buying them by the pound from Alibaba. That's the only way. So, okay, I'm buying sterling. She's got to be buying the really, I don't want to say CRAP, but that's what it is. Because I'm buying good wires so they don't hurt your ears. And she's these little kids are coming by with baggies full of earrings. And there's another lady that's selling them. Her sign says buy 5 pairs, get 1 free. And then it's $28 for 6 pairs of earrings. I don't know how she's doing it. So they've got to be buying their stock from Alibaba, and she's buying, 100 at a time. Where with my stuff, you're getting quality materials and there's one of this and one of this and one of that. I've got a few things that there's multiples of because that was the only way I could buy it. But I still am not getting 100. I'm buying a set of 5, Oh, well, I'm not competing with those kind of people because their stuff isn't quality. But anyway, I'm really surprised at how many earring vendors are in there. But this one lady, so when I was looking up, information about the show, her thing popped up. So she's got a Facebook page. Well, on her Facebook page, she's listing her earrings, obviously. And she's like, okay, here's today's earring of the day. And she's got like 4 pairs of earrings. And people go in and say, okay, I want that one. I want that one. And that's how she's selling the earrings. And then I remembered a few years ago, one of my cousins sold paparazzi. And that's how they did it. She would have a listing of some of, maybe all, I don't even know, of her jewelry. And it would just be boom, boom, boom. And whatever you wanted, you would say, I want this pair. I want this pair. And then I would send her the money through like PayPal or something. I don't know. And then that pair of earrings would be gone. And I'm like, that's a great way to reach your audience. And then she would send me the earrings because my cousin lived in California. And I thought that's a really good way to do this. And then I guess you just have people sign up to your Facebook page or maybe do a live once in a while. And you go, okay, like I've seen people do a live and do stuff like that. Okay, we're going to do a live at such and such a time with the new items. Here's the new items. And then somebody says, I want that one. I want the lighthouse. I want the airplane. I want the whatever. Genius. I'm always reinventing the wheel because I don't think of things like that. And I've seen people do that with their yarn, their hand-dyed yarn. What do you guys think? Is that a good way to reach out to people to get, because Janice, you've bought my stuff before. So has you guys, you know how terrible I am with names. But you guys have seen my earrings before. Once in a while I'll show you stuff while we're doing a live. Or I'll say, okay, here's my new stitch marker. These are $5. Here's my new whatever. This is a set for $12. And I do have some new products coming up. I got some new things coming up that you guys are going to love. Yeah. I think that's going to be a thing. If I can figure out how to do it. And then you just do, because we've got PayPal, we've got, what's the other one? Venmo. I've got, there's a new one somebody paid me through the other day. Cash. It's called Cash App. Got Cash App now. And if somebody's looking for something, Janice contacts me and says, hey, I need a palm tree. I need a pair of earrings in a palm tree. Or I want a set of palm tree stitch markers. I'm going on vacation to Tahiti, and I want a set of tropical stitch markers. No problem, Janice. I got you. And I can put together a set of. When's your Tahiti vacation, Janice? February, right? I can put that together for you. Hey, y'all. Janice just dropped her YouTube. Make sure you go over there and connect to that. So that's something I'm going to be figuring out in the near future, because I saw that on someone else and it was genius. Absolutely genius. So yeah, Mary, let's keep that open for now. And I just always forget about Facebook because I'm not real active on there. And I might steal it for that. Anybody have problems with this week's? Pinky did have some problems. But she's a perfectionist. I am not, as you know. Having said that, I did have a boo-boo right there. And I don't quite know how. Right there. Because I tore this thing back and redid it twice. And I have no idea how I got that boo-boo. The funny thing was, I got a boo-boo in this thing when I was doing the border. How do you mess up the border on these things? No idea. Don't care. Because there is a mistake in every single one of these blocks. Every single one. Glad it's done. Looking forward to the next block. I'm looking forward to playing with yarn next week. My next craft fair is not until May. And I talked to 2 or 3 people at this show who are in the next show, and they have all told me it is the biggest event of the year for them. So, kind of looking forward to it. I thought it was a 2-day event. It is only a 1-day event. It's Mother's Day weekend, Saturday of Mother's Day weekend, and they said there are upwards to 20,000 people that come through that event. I may have to get a little more stock. Wouldn't that be nice? It would be nice. So, and it's a, I don't know how to say it. It's plants. It's a plant sale, basically. It's the spring plant sale. I got super excited because when we first signed up, we were outdoors, and I had requested to get moved indoors because I have dealt with wind and rain and all the things. And we got moved indoors, and I was super excited. And then I was talking to some ladies yesterday, and they're like, oh, it's much better outdoors. I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, if it's a nice day, most people just zip right through the building and go to the outdoors. And I'm like, oh. But with Cookie Lady, she's got those hand-dipped chocolates. And if you're outside in the sun, it is not good. We really fight to keep her out of the sun. So I think I'm still going to be happy that we're indoors. And if it's not great indoors next year, we can hope for an outdoor booth. There is a lot of shade outdoors. It's at the local college. And I've been to this event several times. I'm just going to be happy that we're indoors. I'm going to put the word out that we're indoors and we're at this location. And I'm just going to be happy. So, all right, y'all. Thank you so much for coming in today. I'm so excited that so many of you are still working on it. Please, Miss Mary, can you, Maritza, are you working on this? Are you doing this, Cal, or are you just here for emotional support? And hey, have you guys all signed up for Dana's blocks? Are you guys all doing the Miss Mary? Can you drop the link for the what is it? The messenger group, for our messenger group? Because I do participate in there. I go in there all the time. The RWR Anthology, Cal. I know sometimes that thing does not work. Dropping the link often. I know we really struggle dropping the link to that. But if you go to Messenger, and type in RWR Anthology Cal, you should be able to just join. Should being the word there. I'm going to invite, copy. No, here's the invite link. Yeah, copy. I'm going to put it in here. You're going to put it in here. And in theory, anybody who's in here should be able to. So Mary put it in. There it is from Mary. I'm also going to put it in, and maybe, just maybe, it'll work. Because sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Now, my other question, is everybody in here participating in Dana's Square Exchange? I actually get to meet this week with one of the ladies who's on my list, and we're going to trade our blocks this week. Actually, she doesn't know it, but I'm not actually going to trade with her. I'm going to let her pick which block she wants of mine. And I'm going to keep it because it hasn't been blocked yet. And I'm going to sew in the ends and then block it, and then I'll give it to her later. And then I get to meet with her again. I ran into her at Costco the other day. Mr. and I were at Costco, and we ate our Costco hot dog. Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen the new cookie they have at Costco? It's this big. It's so good. It's a chocolate. It's a chocolate chip cookie. It is so good. They took away the churro and they exchanged it with the chocolate cookie. Oh, it's so good. But we were sitting there eating our hot dog, and I'm like, I think that is I can't remember her name. I have the worst. I forget Dana's name sometime. I'm telling you guys. Cynthia. I was sitting there and I'm like, I think that's Cynthia. Because she was looking down. I think that's Miss Cynthia. And I've only seen her 3 or 4 times. And when you see somebody and they're in the wrong place, And she looked up. I'm like, it is Miss Cynthia. So I got to visit with her a minute or two, but we're going to have coffee this week. So that's going to be so much fun. She lives about a mile from me. And I met her through bingo. So that was fun. So yeah. But I'm going to have a little bit more time this week. I have a lot of meetings. And I think I work Monday night. I have to double check. I have a lot of meetings. I do work Monday night. And have a meeting with my boss. And so hopefully I will know, I'm going to have a feel for how some things are going to go. Speaking of bingo, I knew you were going to say that, Mary. That's what I was going to say. That's why I wanted to tell you. I have a meeting with my boss on Monday, and that's where I'm going to find out what's going to be happening with some things. And then I'll be able to make a determination with what's happening with bingo. Because I think we're going to have some big changes. I think we're going to have some stuff going on. We might be changing nights, which is one thing that could be going on, because I do end up, and you guys know I work at the college a lot. And one of the things that's happening is I'm getting called in to work on Mondays a lot. Like, for instance, I've worked 3 Monday nights this week or this month. And I got called into work this coming Monday. And I see that in April, she's asked me to work 2 Mondays. And they seem to be getting a lot of, and typically it's unusual. In theater, traditionally, they're dark on Mondays. It's tradition, but it's different because this is a college. It's not open. I mean, it's open to the public, but it's not like traditionally in theater, they do shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday matinees, and they're dark Monday. But because this is a college, they're doing, it's almost like a class, and the classes do performances. And so it's non-traditional type stuff. So it's not typical theater scheduling is what I'm trying to say. And a funny thing happened. I went into the theater the other day, a month ago, to work, and an acquaintance from 30 years ago is sitting there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, hello. And she's like, Robin, more than 30 years ago. This is how long it was ago. She and her sister used to babysit my kids. Well, my kids are in their, 40s and 50s now. And she's a violinist for the symphony. I wasn't expecting to see her sitting there. Well, come to find out, her sister is coming. She lives in Florida now. Is coming to see her play at this show on Monday night. So I very, very much wanted to be there so I could meet her sister. And so that's why I knew I was working Monday, because I actually made arrangements so I could be working when her sister's coming to town, so I could see her sister. But yeah, so the symphony is playing. And I had no idea. That she played in the symphony. And after she said that, I kind of remembered that she used to play violin. And her sister is a ballerina. She dances. She dances with a touring company in Florida. Very, very talented young ladies. So, okay. I have to get ready for day two of craft fair. And I thought I had this thing turned down. And today is tear down, which is going to be very hard on me, I'm afraid. I was kind of half thinking, is there stuff I can tear down this morning and load to my car so it's not as much work tonight, but there really isn't. And then this evening, my grandson is going to have a little birthday dinner for me at his house. So that's going to be nice. Yeah, I've got a lot of things going in my brain. I've got big plans. You know me. Good thing I'm retired, huh? So be thinking about, please, if you guys have not signed up for the Square Exchange. I actually took it with me yesterday. Didn't work on it a bit, but I took the Square and my nifty little my walking yarn caddy. I'm selling these still while they last. $10 while they last. $10 plus shipping. Sold one yesterday at the, I just had it sitting there and somebody says, what is that? And I explained it to her and she bought one. Because yeah, people are selling them online for a whole lot more than $10. But I don't like to rip people off. So this is the square I'm working on. This one's turned out really pretty. It's almost a berry color. It looks much darker on the screen, but it's almost a berry color. Spring Square Shop. If you're not signed up for that, you still have time to do that. You have to be able to mail your squares by May 1st. And I tell people you only have to mail 11, so you only have to have 11 of them done by May 1st. I think there's still one more group that she's building. And then if you're interested at all, I think we're going to start. I'm very excited to do that boneyard shawl. Any yarn you want, any weight you want. Looks like about between 2 and 3, decide depending on the size of, if you're going to use if you choose to use a chunky weight, you're going to need more than 2 skeins, obviously. But if you're going to use, let's say, if you're going to use a nice, this is a Cascade Yarn Heritage. I think this is probably a fingering weight because it's got 437 yards. So you could probably get away with 2 skeins of this. This would make a beautiful shawl. Or the Pacific, the Cascade Yarns Pacific. This is 213 yards. This is superwash merino. This is a 40% superwash merino wool, 60% acrylic, 213 yards. So 2, maybe 3, probably 3. That would be gorgeous. A couple of different colors of that. Look at that color. What are they calling this? Color 51. I don't like it when they use numbers. I want pretty. This is almost a rose. I would call this some kind of a rose color. But yeah, a couple 3 yards of that, or a couple 3 skeins of, yeah, probably 3 for sure, 3. Then yeah, join us. There's no hurry on that. That's pick up and work on. That's a great car project. That is a great go into your kids' ball game project. It's a free pattern. It's Miss somebody tell me her name because my mind has just left me. Anyway, she's going to give us Cheryl is going to give us tips and tricks on that one, making those edges straight because that's going to be hard for me, making those edges nice, and that make one left, make one right. I know there's a trick to that. So yeah, excited about that. So, all right, you guys, I got to get going. I got to get my lunch packed up and get ready for today. Thank you guys ever so much. And I will see you. I'll see you later. Prayers for Miss Amber. Her mama came home Tuesday. And yesterday they went back to the emergency room. I did not have a chance to talk to her. I just went when I was calling her, she said, can't talk. We're on the way to the ER. So prayers for Miss Amber and her mama. And And prayers for Miss Linda, who's got strep throat. Take your medicine, get lots of rest, and get busy. And I hope everybody has lots of time to play with yarn this week. And get those blocks done. Get those squares done. Thank you guys for participating. That makes me so happy because I really thought everybody had given up and had moved on. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.